It's cold outside, and I was just writing a post about hanging out. I was watching a Netflix series, and Miles was lying back upon me, and it was really beautiful and cuddly. I enjoyed the moment. And Adrian was outside falling prey to his nicotine habit. I've never smoked cigarettes in my life, so it's an experience I'm not able to relate to, but many of my colleagues are smokers. It is freezing in South Australia, and I'm feeling reflective, which is almost my constant state because I am a die-hard ruminator. That's me. And yeah, I like turning life over and over and over in the palm of my heart, like one would find a precious stone and turn it over and enjoy the detail of that stone. I thought I would share some of my favorite quotes with you tonight from Viktor Frankl. My brother, the brother that passed, loved Viktor Frankl. So I thought about Viktor Frankl tonight, and I thought that we could share some quotes and you could comment how these quotes may impact you, what you think of them. Do you relate to them? Do they strike a chord? Share in the comments below. First one. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. Isn't it so true that there is much in life that we have no control over? We have no real control over the thoughts and perceptions of another. Our control is limited at best. But we do have control over ourselves, and that is a practice. It's something that we thrive on, that we battle with, that we struggle with, that we succeed with. The one thing you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me. Oh, I love that. The one thing you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me. It's true, it's fact. However, it can be challenging to choose our responses. Sometimes an experience almost begs the response of anger, or the response of sadness, or the response of frustration. Yet it is true that we do choose our responses. Sometimes these responses can be so difficult to muster, but we do choose. No matter what somebody does, and we use the phrase no matter what somebody does to us, but they're not really doing it to us. They're simply being them. They're simply behaving. It's almost entitled in some ways to think, oh, they're doing that to us. We're the ones experiencing their doing, but we choose how to experience. And our experiences are unique to self. The one thing you can't take away from me is the way I choose to respond to what you do to me. Do they really do it to us? Or are they just doing, just being, and we're along for the ride? I think we can choose how to experience that ride, whether to find reward in the lesson, whether to develop wisdom, whether to choose to cultivate a different sense of self through the experience. But we choose our responses. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. We've got so many stories in war-torn countries or in situations of adversity where somebody's meaning keeps them through that, going through the hard times. And meaning, the interesting thing about meaning is that meaning is only meaning to that particular person. My meaning is not your meaning, and somebody else's meaning is not my meaning. Meaning is subjective, it is individual, and we can get through some pretty hairy times if we find meaning or we create meaning out of those times. If you've had hard times, I'm so sorry. I don't think it is my right to suggest how you can get back up or how you can get through these times. That is your role. We can support each other. We can start with understanding, start with listening, and then allow that person, allow you, allow me to find our own foothold out of the holes we find ourselves in through the journey of life. Despair is suffering without meaning. Meaning's everything, isn't it? And we can create meaning. We can find meaning. We can write the story of our own life's meaning. Challenging the meaning of life is the truest expression of the state of being human. Again, our amazing gift to create meaning, to decide how to respond, to create our inner sacred space, inner sanctum. Life can be pulled by goals just as surely as it can be pushed by drivers. The question isn't whether life has meaning, but rather what meaning we choose to create in our circumstances. He's quite empowering, isn't he, Viktor? He's really handing us the baton in the relay of life, isn't he? He's saying that no matter what, no matter how adverse life is, we create our own meaning. We are the artists of the tapestry of our own life. It is not freedom from conditions, but it is freedom to take a stand towards the conditions, to take a stand. I love that notion of taking a stand. It's like we can be Joan of Arc-like, and no matter what, we can get back up, create ourselves, take a stand, choose how to respond. And this isn't easy, and none of us can tell another person to get back up. It's for ourselves to know, I can get back up. I can be the creator of myself. I can choose to see life differently. I can choose to reinterpret memory. I can choose to redirect my thoughts. And it is the painful process of redirecting and reframing thoughts and reflecting differently that gives us honour, dignity, and grace. And sometimes we go through awful things and it's incredibly unfair. But there is honour and dignity and grace to be found in our profoundly human potential to get back up no matter what. And it is for me, for you, to take that sword, to pull that sword out of that rock and decide to recruit every reserve of resilience you have. No matter what another person has done to you, no matter their behaviour, we choose how to perceive that experience. We choose to be marked or we choose not to be marked. We choose the scars and whether to wear them with pride, with wisdom, with tolerance, with compassion, or whether to be wounded. And sometimes the wound bears a promise, a lesson, a knowing at the end of that wound. When that wound heals, we become something bigger than we were before. I'll leave those thoughts with you. Thank you for following me and listening to my content. I hope you're well. I pray you're okay.